Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to episode number 10 in our Bedrock Realm series. We are here in the Nether again. Been doing some work to expand the clearing that we've been doing in our phase 2 of our perimeter. And we've been doing a lot of digging and then a lot of slabbing over to slab once we get down to level 32. Eventually, our plan is to take this all the way down to level 15, but for now we're just getting it to the point where it's down to the lava level, and then we're slabbing over so we don't have any gas spawning and we don't have any other problems like that, so that people can travel through here and be safe, and we will expand over time as things go. Today's project is that I need a smelting system, because A, I need a lot of smooth stone slabs, but B, I just need to have a way that I can do bulk smelting. And I thought one good way to do that is to fuel it using lava. And so the first phase of it is we're going to build a smelter. We're going to have a system where we can drop off shulker boxes full of lava buckets, which will get unloaded into this system and we'll fuel it. And so for now, we can pick up the shulker boxes and the empty buckets, come up, fill them up manually, take them back down, and we'll have fuel for days because we have tons of lava here. And then also, eventually, I want to experiment with building a system that will automatically collect lava from the Nether. I don't know if it's going to work out. That's a down the road project, but for now we want to get the smelter built so that we can start having a way to bulk smelt objects. Having it here in the Nether is also a pretty good idea, because I'm going to be spending a lot of time in here, both doing more clearing, working on the Nether Fortress. I have plans for some other farms here in the Ender Industrial Complex. And so we'll be here a lot. So when we're in here, the farm or the smelter will be loaded and we'll be able to continue to keep smelting all the things that we need. So I'm going to collect some things from the storage room so that I can get started laying out the smelting array, and come back once we are ready to start putting it together. First thing I have done is I have marked out an area for where we're going to be building here. This stone slab floor represents an area that is 1 chunk by 3 chunks, and it is chunk aligned. So I basically have 3 separate chunks here that I can build the farm in. The first thing I need to do, obviously, to make a furnace array is to have a bunch of furnaces. And I had some in here. I want to have a total of 64. So let's grab a couple more stacks of cobblestone. Made a little too many, which is fine. I just grabbed some random things I thought I might need. So I'm trying to think of this backwards as far as systems that we're going to do. I want to use 64 furnaces just because being able to smelt in 64 furnaces means that we can smelt an entire stack in the time it takes for 1 furnace to smelt an item. And then we just need to design the system around being able to handle the output from that. So we're going to have mine carts. We'll work on making them powered then. And then we're going to have hopper mine carts underneath those mine carts in order to... or on top of that minecart in order to pull things out of the furnace. So let's grab some iron. Oh no, we don't need iron. We have the hoppers. What I need are... oh yeah. I need iron to make the minecarts. I'm just going to do... for now, I'm just going to make 1. Just for testing. And so, there we go. Minecart with hopper. And so, let's see... this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Can't use a torch on there to mark it because 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Because I can't put a torch on a slab. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So then if I did that math right, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16. So this is the edge of one chunk. That's the edge of the other chunk. So my thought is I'm going to do them in rows of 16. And so let's just try to lay this out here. I'm going to need to have some slabs to put it down. If I put one row there, I'll have to have 2 spaces in between for fuel, and I have 2 rows of hoppers, or 2 rows of furnaces back to back. It'll make more sense once I'm done with it. So if I come in 4 from the other side, that would be too close. Let's do it more. Let's have 2 from the side and then 2 in between. And then we'll come 2 from the side, 2 in between. And that'll leave us a row of 4 down the middle between those furnaces. And that'll be fine. So this is the edge of, where's the edge of our chunk line? Here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So if we have the mine carts that run all the way along that, then we could have furnaces above it, and the furnace would be like this. And then we would repeat the same on this side. Probably gonna have to grab more slabs. I brought some more with me, so we're good. And then we'll have another minecart track underneath here. And then we'll have furnaces above all those tracks. So that will be the look on the inside of this row. And then outside here, it will be the same thing. And the reason I'm running them like I am as far as spacing is then there's 2 spaces in between. I can have hoppers that lead into the back of each of these. In fact, let me grab the hoppers so I can place them and demonstrate. Hoppers are in here. And then on the other side here, where I have the furnaces facing this way, the hoppers will be going in the back the other way. And that means we'll be able to run a minecart track above that for where our fuel will be coming in. So let's put those hoppers in place as well. Okay. And then I brought scaffolding down. Where do you keep coming in from? Are you coming in from that hole over there? I think that's what it is. I think that there's skeletons spawning up there. And then they are dropping down in on me. I'm gonna have to go get some more blocks to close it up. But for now, let's just grab some from right here. So that I don't have any skeletons coming in and bothering me. That should keep them out. Let's grab our scaffolding, which I put in here. And we're going to put that right here. Okay, so then the next row of hoppers would be the ones that are above here. This is for us to feed in our items into the furnaces. And instead of I could use a minecart on top of the furnaces and have a hopper minecart go above it, but I want the hoppers up here because they will be able to have a little extra storage. That way, as the minecarts go through, they fill up the hoppers, and that way the furnaces always have supplies going into them. And so then a minecart will run down this row, dropping off items to be smelted. Also on top of that one, there will be minecarts that run down here, dropping off lava buckets for fuel. And underneath we will have a hopper minecart that pulls the items out of the furnace as they smelt. So let's get scaffolding. Just to come across like this. Well, these are not lined up. What did I do wrong there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm missing a row. This is why you always double check. So let's fix that. We need to go like that and that. That and that. This will go like this. This like this. And now we'll put our scaffolding back in the right place. And then we will put scaffolding that goes across. So that we can get over to this side. So I can repeat this side to match that side, but now we're starting to see the actual shape of the furnace array coming together, and we'll need to work on getting the redstone put in next. Okay, so I've set up the first rail for the hopper minecart just to have it do some testing for it. So if we power this rail, it sends the hopper minecart, which goes down to the end and comes back. The one thing I'm not 100% sure about is because it's changing direction underneath here. If I have stuff smelting in this furnace, let's put just some coal in for fuel for now. So this will be cooking. Will it pick up the same amount of items from there as it will from here? So let's put 8 in there to smelt as well. And we want to make sure a couple things are cooked in here before I send it. So what we want to see is there's 2 in here, and then there will be 2 in there. I want to watch to see how many it grabs out of that last furnace. So each time it comes through, that's empty. And this one's empty. So it comes back, it grabs that item, and it grabs the one that was in here. That's good. That means that I was concerned that since it was going to be passing under here just briefly, it wouldn't grab everything. It looks like while this is running, it'll run just fine. So that means we can just repeat this process. Now, obviously, we're not going to have a manual switch for our hopper minecarts. We're going to have an unloader, which sends it back out when it doesn't have items to unload. But we will, for now, just set this all up to be on a system where I can hit a lever to turn it on and off. And then we will replace it with the correct redstone component here after we get it designed. So for now, I'm just going to repeat this for all 4. I'm going to actually remove this scaffolding. I got to figure out where I want to put this on a more permanent basis, because this, I want to be able to get up there easily, but I also have things I need to build here. So let's get this. I'm going to get this all set up, and we'll move on to doing the minecart tracks above the furnaces. We're up above the furnace array now, and this second section of redstone that we need to plan for where it's going to be is similar to the ones we're going to do down at the bottom, The system down there is going to hold the hopper minecarts in place until they've completely unloaded the product that has been smelted, and then it will send them. Up here, we're going to hold the hopper minecart until we have enough in it, until it has enough to fill up the furnace, and then it'll go back to get another load. So basically, we just want, for each of them, once there's 16 items in the hopper minecart, it will send it off so that it can put one in each of the furnaces, and then it'll come back to get more. We'll probably actually do 32, because then hopefully the way it'll work is it'll come down, it will put one in each of the furnaces and then another one on the way back, and then that way hopefully we'll be able to keep ahead of the furnaces so that the furnaces will just keep running until they are done. Now, one thing I do need to change here, I think I'm going to have to go get more powered rails to do it. Let's see, do I have more? I have 6 more. That's good. I only need 4. I have redstone blocks on me. I'm going to grab some more slabs. So what we need for this is we need to do the same kind of thing where we were, instead of a minecart, we have a powered minecart track, and then the redstone for that will be above it to power it. And then we're going to repeat that for each of these sections where we have a powered rail and a redstone block above it to power it. That means that when the minecart gets down to the other end, it will turn around and it will make itself back. So we're going to repeat that same thing here. Oops. Fell down. Okay, and then we're going to have to grab these rails out of each of these spots if we didn't pick them up as we went. So if I put a piece of cobblestone in there, I just want to make sure. Yeah, it still goes in. So this hopper is still working even though the power is above it and the power is below it, so it's still working there. So if we put in a piece of fuel now, let's just do 7 of these so I'm not wasting fuel. Then this will still cook, and then let's send this minecart hopper just to make sure. I want to make sure the redstone we're doing as we go is not causing any trouble with the hoppers pulling things out and stuff like that. So that hopper comes down. It's not unloading anywhere, but for now it's just picking it up. So it's picking up items out just fine. Items are feeding in just fine. So we're all set. So the next thing we need to figure out is how we want to do this front. The scaffolding is going to be in the way again, but we're going to work on this side first. So we'll have probably do it the same as we did here, where we have that like that. Actually do it. Trying to give as much clearance as possible for above. So we have it like that, and then we will be able to put our powered rail above that. So the powered rail would go right here. Or no, the power rail would go right here. We would have regular rails that connect that down to here. And then we would put a slab on the end of that. Which would allow us to put a block. And then we would need a lever for now to put a lever on the side of here. And now what I want to test is, will this still go through just fine? And then let's make another minecart with a hopper. So let me think about this. Do we want... I think we actually want a minecart with a chest for the top ones. Because we're going to be loading it up with items and we want to have 32. I guess it wouldn't matter either way, but if we have a chest there, then we'll have this go down. It will have items in it. And so let's say I put, I don't have a lot. Let me grab some more. Grab a couple more stacks of cobblestone. We'll have a system that feeds into this chest, but we'll put it in like this for now. So when we turn it on, what we want to see, it's putting one in there. I want to turn this off again so it only goes once. So after one pass with that minecart with chest, we have 2 in there. And if we check along the way, we have 2 in each of them. But what do we have in this one? 2. Perfect. So that system is going to put in 2 into each of those hoppers each time it passes down. And so what we need to do is we need to put redstone here, which will hold this system to empty it out. We need to put redstone in for that one, but that won't let it go until it has 32 items in it. That way every pass it is putting 2 items into each one. Though honestly, we could just have that fill up and just have it keep going. We'll have to see. What we really want to test is if we have a hopper there that's emptying items into it, will it put enough items into it? I guess we do want to pause it, because otherwise it won't sit there long enough to pick up more than a couple items from the hopper. Yeah, okay. So we'll have to do redstone here that holds this in place while we're emptying items into it. And it will send the items down to get smelted. The last thing we're going to have to figure out is the redstone for these minecarts so that we can put 1 lava bucket into each of them as necessary. For this one, we're definitely going to have minecarts with chests, and we'll just fill them up completely with lava buckets, and we'll just have them keep going back and forth across. And then as soon as a lava bucket is done, it will put a new one in, and they will sit there and wait until it needs a new one for smelting. So that one won't be super complicated. As a matter of fact, let's put... we're going to need more power rails. So I'm going to get some more of those made, and I'll get some more rails in place, and we'll figure out where we're going to try to fit that in to the system. Figured out a way to make this track placing work that was pretty simple. So I'm going to show you. Basically what I did is I extended this out so I can make a loop down here. So the turn connects here, which means now that I have a track here and a track here, this goes in. And then I can come back here and place this one here. And since I have track here and track here, this one goes in correctly. Then I can remove all this excess track at the end, which lets me put in my block with my lever. And then here I can do the same thing, my blocks and my levers. Get rid of the support where I had the false track. Same thing here. I guess my lever is down below somewhere. Yeah, there it is. So we'll just get rid of that false track, put that there, get rid of that. So now we have relatively simply put in all those tracks. I have quite a bit of tracks that I got to clear out of in here that probably got picked up when I was trying to figure out how to make this work. So I just have to go through these hoppers and grab any minecart rails that made our way into the system, and then also any that made it into this system. Just a lot of mess to deal with. So we'll get all those out. But now we have our system all set up so that we have the carts and stuff all set up at the end here. So the next thing we're going to figure out is redstone for each of the different sections, and I'm just going to tackle it one at a time. So the first thing I'm going to work on is figuring out the redstone to make this system here. So the goal for this is the one that picks up the items from our furnaces as they smelt. So this hopper gets sent down, it picks up items, and it comes up here and it loads into a hopper. So what we want to do is we want to have a way to detect if there's anything coming into the hopper, and if there is, then we don't send power to this track here. That's as simple as it is. And then that hopper is going to feed into a hopper line that sends our finished goods out to our final chest. So I'm going to put all that down off camera and get it worked out, because it's probably going to be a little frustrating to get the minecarts to lay the right way, because we're going to have to break them and place them back down again. I mean the minecart rails. But I'll get one done, and then we'll do one on camera. Okay, this first part was, I think, fairly simple. I haven't tested it yet, so we're going to test it together. So right now, this is powered, so if I put the card on it, it'll go down. That minecart hopper will come up here, and it is on top of this hopper. So I'm going to grab this, and we're going to put some items in it. So now it has items in it. So when it comes up here again, when it hits that hopper, it's going to start feeding items into it, which means it's sending a signal through this comparator, which is turning off this torch, which is turning this rail off. So as this empties out, it goes into this hopper. So as long as there are items feeding through, it will hold it in place. And once this hopper is empty, it'll send it again to pick up some more. Simple. Super simple. And then if this one has items in it again, I'll send some more with items in it, and it comes back. Then it's going to stop because it has items feeding into this hopper. And now that hopper is going to feed into another hopper chain here that goes to our output chest. But for now, it's feeding nowhere, which means it's just locking that hopper. So we need to repeat that whole system for all the sides, or all the bottom parts. So let's just put in some temporary blocks here, and then we can break this, break the card out, also break the cart here, break this out, and do the same here. So what we need is hoppers feeding this way, and this way. Then underneath that, next to the hopper for each of them, is going to be a spot like this, because we're going to need a comparator to come out. Comparators I put away. So the comparators will feed out from the hopper, going this way on each of them. Now we're going to take a block. Oops. Oops, I did it again. And we're going to put it on the end of the comparator. Why does Bedrock want to do that? I just don't want that full block under there, that's all. So then on the end of each of those blocks, there goes a torch. Above each torch, we put another block. Probably an easier way to place them on top of a torch. And if we were using full blocks instead of double slabs, it would be easier too, but I like the way this looks, to be honest. Okay, and then after that torch, we get a repeater. The repeater goes this way into that full block. And what that does is it makes it so that when we put the powered rail like that, it only powers the rail if that hopper has nothing in it. And if the hopper has something in it, it doesn't power, the power rail doesn't have any power. And so then these temporary blocks can come out. We'll have to put in a hopper chain that connects all four of them together. Let's see where our output chest is going to be. We should probably put it for now. We'll just grab a chest. Do I have any chests? I do not. I do have my wood in here. Let's just make some chests. So let's put our output chest is going to be for now right here. So then we'll have a hopper line. Oh, wait, no, I think I need to go one more out. If I had it that close, then that redstone from that torch would cause me problems. Still may cause me issues. Let's put this down one more block. Put our chest down here on the ground. And then we're going to break this, and this. So for this side, we will need hoppers that go like this. That means the redstone from all that should not interfere. We'll have one that goes like that, one that goes like that. Oh, no, let's put it one more farther down. And that should make it so that as things are unloaded from here, once this one is done unloading items, we'll see this minecart move again. See if it does that. There it goes. And it'll just keep running continuously unless we have a way to turn it off. So for now, let's just put our lever back on here and we can lock this. And that's going to be an off switch for that. So we'll do the same on this side. And we'll put our minecart hopper back in place. And then we'll do the same here. And then the next minecart hopper goes on top of here. And then we'll do one more on here. And this minecart hopper goes in place. And we need to repeat what we did on that side for over here. And so we're going to work our way backwards from the chest. And this is just temporary. Eventually we'll have a much bigger storage system so that the goal is that we can dump off an entire chest full of items, come back, get an entire chest full done, or even more than that in the future. So now that has that on there. I think I bumped that cart. Oh, this has items flowing through it, it looks like. Wait. Nothing in there. Oh, I just need to turn the torch, this off. The question is if I put an item in there, is it going to override this lever? I guess the lever is not going to be a good option. For now, that'll just hold it disabled while we're working on it. But once we're done, we'll take those levers off. I'll have to come up with a way to make it so that we have an on-off switch if we want to just turn the farm off completely. But that is the bottom section done, so that we have a way to collect the items from our minecart hoppers as they go through the system. Just realized that we were already pushing over 30 minutes with this design, and I still want to go through and show you as I design the rest of it. So we're going to finish the loader and the fuel in the next episode. So for now, we have it set up so that everything's placed and we have the redstone for collecting the items out of the bottom of the furnace. We just need to come up with a system for us to be able to put items into a chest, have it get loaded into the top of the furnace, and a way for it to be refueled. And we're not going to get super complicated with the fueling yet. We're just going to have it so that there's another chest where we fill it up with lava buckets and they get fueled. So it'll pretty much be the same redstone system for both of them. But we'll figure that out in the next one, and we'll get this smelting array up and running the way we want it to be going. I hope you enjoyed watching this episode, and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.